You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts now.
All right, Black and White Sports supporters, let's try to unpack what the hell's going on with the New York Jets. As we know, Aaron Rodgers came out on Pat McAfee's show, and I'll play a little clip of that. And he really and truly, he scorched the organization as a whole because he's like, look, you got people or players or somebody, coaches, that are talking to the media, and you're turning this whole thing into a shit show. What thing am I talking about? I'm talking about the fact that the Jets tried to play Tim Boyle. I was like, what are you doing? The guy shouldn't even be on an NFL roster, much less starting an NFL game, but they signed the guy because he was close to Aaron Rodgers, and he had some experience in Nathaniel Hackett's offense. I'm not sure Tim Boyle could play on the UFL or the XFL or whatever it's going to end up being. They still are not sure what the new name's going to be, but you get my point. All right? He shouldn't even be a practice squad guy. He was terrible even in college. Right place, right time, Tim Boyle got in. Now, there's an addendum to this story that's interesting that's floating around New York media about the fact that maybe it was Tim Boyle that actually is the one that put that out there, and that's why his ass got released. I find that interesting. That's a side note. Some people are saying Tim Boyle may have even had a conversation with his own agent, and when he found out he wasn't going to be starting anymore, he told his agent, hey, Zach doesn't even want to play. All right, and that's what happened here. Bench for Tim Boyle. You know, they asked Zach Wilson. They realized Tim Boyle is even worse than Zach Wilson. A lot worse than Zach Wilson, which is in itself sort of frightening, but you get the point. So they want to go back to Zach Wilson, and all of a sudden it comes out that Zach Wilson is reluctant to play. A lot of people lost their mind, and it was supposed to have had to do with injury, really and truly. Tiki Barber crushed Zach Wilson into the dust for not wanting to come back in because you get an opportunity as an NFL quarterback, even if it's your 12th chance, you better take it. Well, yesterday was Aaron Rodgers Tuesday on Pat McAfee, and of course all this stemmed from some things around Dianna Russini coming out and saying, hey, broke the news, he's reluctant to play, blah, 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 blah. Aaron Rodgers is really upset. He's pissed. And what he's pissed at is the situation in the organization as a whole. Okay? And we've talked about this before. It's a lot of people that consume these shows. They turn on Adam Schefter. They turn on Ian Rappaport. They turn on these insiders. Or they turn on their local radio station. And they don't understand that these guys, these coaches, these players, they all got relationships with the media. They're friends with people in the media. They talk to them. Now, yeah, I mean, literally. Like, for example, Tom Telesco and Colin Cowherd. Telesco is the general manager of the Chargers. They're tight. Sean Payton and Cowherd, tight. All right? And there's those kind of relationships all over the league. So it's kind of funny to hear players bitch about the media because they're friends with the media. Now, Aaron Rodgers, we all know that he's a lot less friendly with the media than most people would be. He likes Pat McAfee, and I think that's why he's agreed to go on the show along with $1 million. But, man, he is pissed off about what's going on in this Jets organization and with Zach Wilson and everything that's coming out. And he's like, the Jets have got to get control over these MFers, basically, talking to the media. All right? So, and we're going to get to Dianna Russini because here she is. She has answered what Aaron Rodgers says right here.
So you're saying that was an effort to maybe make Zach look like a worse human than potential people already view him?
I think that was, how can he not read it any other way? I mean, you're basically saying that this this kid is quitting on the team and doesn't want to play and has given the middle finger to the organization. Now, listen, I don't want to speak for him because he's going to get a chance this week to speak, and I'm going to let him speak. I'll tell you that I love the kid, and I've spent a lot of time with him, and I think he's an amazing young man, and he is young. You know, he's early 20s, and I've had a blast spending time with him. He's gone through a lot of shit in the last 3 years, and he's got every right to be frustrated and disappointed about it. I think he's done a good job of standing up and taking accountability this year when it's been his part to do it. And I think that if that's journalism now, if you're going to use sources and whoever that, I want to say the F word now.
You can't. We're doing journalism.
But whoever
Can't,
that,
right?
That fool.
That's one of the rules. What's one of the rules?
Whoever that person is that thinks it's okay, number one, to talk to anybody like that, I don't understand what you get out of that, number one. But number two, what is your impetus? What is your motivation to try and bury someone like that? And that's a problem with the organization. You know, we need to get to the bottom of whatever this is coming from and put a stop to it privately, because there's no place in a winning culture where, and this is not the only time. There's been a bunch of other leaks.
Big city, a lot of reporters.
I get it.
A lot of friends.
I get it. They're not your friends.
No,
They're
yeah.
not your friends.
Yeah, friends.
They're not your friends. Even if they are, like, is that really what you want to be about? You want to be about using someone in the media to leak stuff to, in order for what? To get them to put your name out there for a job, or if you're a player, to get you a write-up, something. I think it's chicken shit at its core, and you know, I think it has no place in a winning organization to be a source on it, especially not if you're going to assassinate somebody's character, and especially not when it's someone that I really love and care about, like Zach Wilson. So.
All right, so a couple of things there. Number one, he takes a blatant shot. He takes a direct shot at the Jets. That's not what winning organizations do. Very interesting, all right? Now, we know he did a hell of a lot of winning with the Packers. Won a Super Bowl. They were pretty much always in the playoffs, somewhere around the NFC Championship game, etc. He's telling you that some organizations don't do that. All right, now he said the media is not your friend. He's absolutely right, except a lot of these coaches and players are friends with people in the media. All right, so and that's something that, you know, again, I don't know how Aaron Rodgers interprets that or looks at that, but that is a thing. Okay, it's absolutely a thing. So Dianna Russini answered Aaron Rodgers back. And that came out this morning, and she's saying, and I got a Bro Bible headline here. Reporter says Aaron Rodgers is not being truthful about the Zach Wilson situation. Well, she peeled back the curtain a little bit here over his comments. After Aaron Rodgers made his comments, Dianna Russini appeared on the Michael Kay show and doubled down on her report about Zach Wilson. Quote, I think right now everyone's trying their best to figure out, was it a player? Was it a coach? Was it a trainer? Was it somebody that works in security? Russini said, I can tell you that it was multiple people that came very aware, because the entire building had been aware of this for over a week, that Zach Wilson has reluctance to wanting to go back in there. He's expressed it openly to people. So they're saying, Zach Wilson has went around saying this. Everybody's heard it, and that's how it got out. Rodgers also claimed to McAfee that he did not try to convince Wilson to take the Jets' starting job again. Dianna Russini claims that is not true. Quote, the Jets wanted Aaron Rodgers to talk to him, coach him up a little bit about why you need to make the right decision here for the team, because they need him. So Dianna Russini is coming straight out and saying that Aaron Rodgers is not telling the truth here, and that Aaron Rodgers, the Jets organization, asked Aaron Rodgers to speak directly to Zach Wilson about this one issue. In their opinion, Zach Wilson is the best quarterback in the building at the moment, and they want to put him back in there. Russini was adamant that what she reported was true. He, Aaron Rodgers, was told to speak to him last Wednesday. That's awfully specific if she's lying. He spoke with him yesterday about changing his mind. I was actually told that it didn't even work initially. Zach said thanks, but no thanks to Aaron Rodgers. This is what I'm going to do moving forward. Someone from Zach's side of this did reach out, and that if he was named the starting quarterback, he was going to get out there and play. He's now changed his mind, and he will be doing it. That's a lot of drama, a lot of he said and she said, etc. And here's a clip right here from the Russini report with The Athletic.
Really, Rodgers is frustrated with the leaks that are coming out of this Jets building right now because it is portraying Zach Wilson as being a person that's not choosing the team. And his reluctance to playing has everything to do with the potential of him getting hurt, as well as really the way the Jets have conducted business with him. So, all the people that we've been talking to aren't lying to us. And Rodgers made that pretty clear that he's just frustrated with the information getting out. And that is a problem. And Robert Saleh had to come out here and deny this report because it makes the organization look bad. So I understand why the Jets are upset about this story getting out. But this is a problem that they have to deal with right now as they try to come to a decision as to who's going to start.
Okay, so she's saying that, hey, yeah, maybe Aaron Rodgers, which is what he said with the Pat McAfee show, that he's upset that this stuff is coming out of the organization. But she also made it very clear this could have been anybody because everybody knew it, that Zach Wilson didn't want to play at all. And, yeah, I get why Aaron Rodgers pissed. I would be pissed too if I was a quarterback on that team and a leader like Aaron Rodgers and you find out that stuff is leaking out of your building. But I can tell you right now, there are people in the radio business in New York that are good friends with the general manager up there. All right? I'm not going to, we know Joe Douglas, who that is. I'm not going to throw the ex-NFL player under the bus, but, because there's nothing to really throw under the bus. But yes, they're all very, very tight and very friendly and talk to each other. Text message, calls on the phone, all of that. So there is a relationship there, between the media and the organization, the Jets organization. And so that's how this all got out. Now, Russini is coming back and saying, good luck finding out who it was because everybody knew it. That Zach Wilson was going around openly saying, I don't think I'm going to play again for this Jets team. Essentially. Now, he's changed his mind. I think he should change his mind. He should try to go out there, put as much tape together as he can, and try to salvage his career. Kid's got talent. He's got an above-average arm. He's mobile. And I have to think an offensive guru might get him. A guy like Shanahan may look at Zach Wilson and go, because there was a lot of fire around the fact that Kyle Shanahan said that if Zach Wilson would have been the guy when they traded up, they would have taken him and not Trey Lance. An offensive guru may look at Zach Wilson and go, you know what? We can get him up around 65%. We think we can cut down the turnovers way down. We can make him a more athletic version of Alex Smith back in the day. Because, yeah, he's more talented than Alex was. I don't know. I think if you're asked to play, you got to try to play. That's all there is to it. Tell me what you think. Peace. I'm out. Till next.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.